man. Yowie, wowee. The pro wrestling world really got shaken up early this morning, post All Star Grand Queendom. Wow. So, first off, welcome to another Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Yeah. Got quite a bit to talk about from the All Star Grand Queendom fallout. So, just kind of want to sum things up. The Stardom roster has really been hit pretty hard. So, a couple of things. We know a little while ago, Mina Shirakawa left Stardom. She finished up, left Stardom, was AEW bound. Okay. Tekla got fired after her match with Sayaka Kurara. So that was their way of writing her off. She's apparently on her way to the States. Tam Nakano wrestled her last match. Main event, she lost to Sayaka Iwatani. Loser must retire. So she's out. You also still have some injuries as well. For example, Zaina from Nexus V is still recovering. Ami Sourei from God's Eye still recovering. Word is that Natsupoi had, I think, gotten hurt again. Saki Kashima is supposed to be returning soon. Matoi and Ann Kanaya have to get surgery. I believe Matoi is knee or ankle, and Ann Kanaya is hand, wrist. Okay. And then, even though she's active, Starlight Kid, you can tell she's not 100%. But another big blow to this roster happened with the leader of Empress Nexus Venus, Maika. Oh, also, Konami was held out of the Stardom Rumble, so she didn't compete. She's due to poor health. Hopefully she'll be back soon. But Maika. So there was a press conference, pretty much like an emergency press conference, that took place after All Star Grand Queendom. So they set up the Wonder and World of Stardom championship matches. So the next Corcoran Hall show, it's going to be Starlight Kid versus Hanako, because Hanako won the Rumble. She gets her white belt challenge, her white belt title shot. Sayaka Kurara has used her wish to challenge for the red belt, so she will get her shot, same show at Sayaka Iwatani. But Maika came to the press conference and revealed some very devastating news. So Maika says, and I quote, "This is a personal matter, but I will be absent for a long time. The reason is reconstruction of the collateral ligament in my elbow, which has been injured for a while. I have been suffering from it for about 3 or 4 years, and I really didn't think it would get this bad, but even though the doctor told me to take a break, I didn't." End quote. So, because she didn't take heed it got worse, and now she's got to take time off. Now, supposedly word says, maybe 6 months. But if you ask me, if this is what I think it is, and it's similar to, say, Tommy John elbow, to where you got to get Tommy John surgery, if it's anything similar to that, I'm sorry, but I cannot see 6 months being enough time. Especially if it's been bothering her for 3 to 4 years. Nah, I can't see it taking 6 months for her to come back. I can't see it. Not to mention, considering, excuse me, considering that Maika's a power fighter. She does power moves. She does lariats. Like, her arm's not going to be the same. Her elbow, it's not going to be the same. And it's a bummer. And, this is like Ami Sourei all over again, These ladies enduring and powering through these serious injuries, and just, it's insane. It's impressive and insane at the same time. And when it gets to the point where it gets worse, then it makes it harder to come back sometimes. And I just really hope that it won't be the case here, but that's a huge blow to the roster, especially Empress Nexus Venus, because she's the leader. Mina already left. Maika's the leader, and now she's going to be out for, honestly, if you ask me, she's probably going to be out more so like a year, maybe a year and a half. If it's going to take the type of surgery I think it will, 6 months? Nah. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm thinking a year to a year and a half, personally. I'm no doctor or whatnot, but for them to try to, diagnose that before she's even gotten the surgery, 6 months, I don't see it. I don't see it. I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see 6 months being enough time. I really don't. But yeah, that's a huge blow. That's a huge blow. But speedy recovery for Maika. I hope everything works out with the surgery and it's a success. And yeah, but can you imagine her dealing with that 3 to 4 years? That's a decent chunk of her Stardom career. Even before when she was in JTO. So it's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But it gets worse. It gets even worse. Because after Maika, Mayu Iwatani comes forward. And what a lot of people were very afraid to hear, she has finally said, yep, as of today, Mayu Iwatani has left World Wonder Ring Stardom. Officially. Yeah, it's still a big shocker. And honestly, it's gonna be that way for a long while. A couple of things. She talked about why she decided to leave Stardom. And one of her quotes, she said, "I think Stardom is the best promotion in the world, so there's almost no point in me quitting. But I fought with all my might yesterday and was completely defeated." Talking about the IWGP Championship match that she lost to Syuri. "Now that the IWGP is gone, I started to wonder what other belts I wanted to challenge for in Stardom, and I realized that I no longer had any goals to achieve as Mayu Iwatani. So rather than staying in a comfortable place, I thought I might take a little risk and find a place where I'm more needed." And when you really think about it, y'all, she really has. She's pretty much done just about everything she could do in Stardom. Especially accolades. I mean, let's run it down. 2-time World of Stardom champion. 2-time Wonder of Stardom champion. 1-time IWGP Women's champion. 2-time Goddess of Stardom tag team champion. 5-time Artists of Stardom trios champion. A 1-time high speed champion. A 1-time SWA Undisputed Women's champion. A 2-time Cinderella Tournament winner. A 1-time 5-star Grand Prix winner. And a 1-time Goddess of Stardom Tag League winner. Not only that, she became the first one ever to hold both the World and Wonder of Stardom titles at the same time. And was with Stardom for 14 years. Ever since the beginning. She's the last original one that was left. And now she has left Stardom. I mean, 14 years and 3 months, to be specific. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. But she's right, though. And now, she's become the hottest free agent in the pro wrestling market right now. Not only that, there goes the leader of stars. There goes the icon of Stardom. Yeah, like, Stardom has taken quite a huge blow. I mean, right there you got 3 faction leaders down. With one, 2 of them gone, and 1 injured and will be out for a good while. Empress Nexus Venus, Stars, and Cosmic Angels. Like, and the thing that I keep telling folks, even back to when Rossi got let go, that was really when the clock started for Mayu. Because y'all got to remember how loyal she is to Rossi. And I think when he left, the clock started running down. And another clue was when she came forward and said that she would no longer be competing in the 5-star Grand Prix. That was another clue. Final straw, her losing the IWGP Championship to Syuri. And that was pretty much what did it. That was the final straw. But yeah, I just really hope Stardom did their due diligence, because let's keep it real, y'all. They should have been planning for post Mayu ever since then. Like, realistically. Now, this will be a big challenge for Stardom, because, like I said, it's not just her. I mean, they lost Tekla, they lost Tam Nakano, they lost Mayu Iwatani. Maika's going to be on the shelf for a while. Not to mention, there's no telling what's going to happen with these factions. E-Nexus V. Because right now, with E-Nexus V, all you have is Waka, Hanako, and Rion. Mina Shirakawa's left. Maika's out, and Zaina is still recovering. So right now, Empress Texas Venus is three active members right now. Cosmic Angels, like I said, no Tam Nakano. I mean, you got Natsupoi, you got Seriano, Yunamizumori, Sayaka Kurara, Aya Sakura. Now it's really going to come down to who takes over as the leader. Stars. I mean, who's going to take over as leader for that? And honestly, I used to think Hanan, but I just find it hard to believe that they're going to make the youngest member of the faction the leader. I can't see it. I can't see it. And it's going to be really hard to imagine Stars without Mayu Iwatani. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if you ask me, I think it's Mayu with Stars or bust. And this may also mean Stars might have to get rebranded. Same thing with Empress Nexus Venus. And in all honesty, like, the Stardom roster is definitely taking a hit. So this is definitely challenging time for Stardom, but like I said, they've been able to weather the storm post Io, post Kairi, post Julia, Utami. You know, they could do the same. It's not going to be easy, but they're going to have to move forward and carry on. Plain and simple as that. But Stardom's going to look very different without the icon. Now, as far as what I think could happen, now, like I said, Maika, I honestly don't see her coming back until like maybe a year to a year and a half later, at best. I don't believe the 6 months unless she got a healing miracle in the name of Jesus. I don't see it being 6 months. And like I said, Tam Nakano retired, so she's done. The word is Tekla may be AEW or WWE bound. Mina, we know, is AEW bound. As far as Mayu, it gets tricky. Because word is she doesn't want to leave Japan. She does want to eventually get married and start a family. She's 32 years old. My thing is this. If you really ask me, the number one thing that I could see happening is her going Marigold. That way she wouldn't have to leave Japan, and she would be able to go back under Rasi Ogawa. Somebody that she's been very loyal to for a very long time. I think that's the likely scenario for Mayu Iwatani, is her going to Marigold. The other scenario, to be honest, is possibly WWE. But here's the thing. The only way that I could see that really get going, I think Triple H, with the assistance of Io and Kairi, to maybe play as catalysts to try to get Mayu to make the jump. Those two are the main ones that I think would potentially be able to possibly convince Mayu to consider making the trip. Because number one thing, I don't think money will be an issue for Mayu. Regardless of what she gets paid, I don't think money will be an issue. I think it really just comes down to what she wants to do, and would she be willing to take the risk to make the move and get on a bigger platform, which WWE could do. And being that Kyrie, Io, Julia, Asuka, Joshi's there have been able to get something going. Maybe that could help convince Mayu. But like I said, I see that as an alternative. I think number one at the top of the list, I think for her, is Marigold. Because that way she wouldn't have to worry about leaving Japan. So. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be very interesting. Because like I said, Mayu Iwatani's the hottest free agent on the market right now. Like, plain and simple as that. So, honestly, I would not be shocked if companies are like getting on the phones and trying to make some moves to get Mayu Iwatani. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But keep an eye out on Stardom. I say keep an eye out on Marigold, WWE, just to see what happens, because it's going to be really interesting to see how this goes. But on that note, that's all that I got. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are on this recent explosion of news, especially, the Maika injury and Mayu Iwatani leaving Stardom after 14 years and 3 months. Let me know how y'all feeling. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. And to finish this off, I'm going to just flash a picture of the honor that I got a chance last year to meet Mayu Iwatani. And I will end on that note. This is Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram signing off. Y'all have a blessed evening.